Stu, we are Liverpool. Just thinking about the game against Reading, which, with the international break, which clearly does no favours because now we've added Pepe Reina to the injury list that included the long-term injury to Barini, which means we're overly exposed in terms of a forward in the squad and become even more reliant on the young uns who showing well, but it seems a lot of weight to put on their shoulders, and it's almost like January can't come quick enough. And is that to get Carroll back? I doubt it. Is that to get somebody? A million names keep getting thrown at us, so we shall see. It does feel like a bit of a must-win game, but I think that's where we are right now. Every game feels like a must-win game, tempered with we'll be okay about it if we don't win. There was clearly a lot of disappointment around the Stoke game, but then there was a lot of pragmatic views about where we're on an upward, a development curve that isn't finished, and no matter how we view it, it isn't just building on what Dalglish did. It isn't just building on whatever's gone before. This is about Brendan Rodgers doing his thing, and that is going to take time. And it's just hopefully that. And you do feel like a broken record when you say it, but it's sort of like, does he get that time? Predictions for the game, I don't know. Let's hope 2-0. A nice easy one with a clean sheet for Brad Jones, I guess, who will be covering for... excuse me, he'll be covering for Pepe Reina. And that'll take a bit of weight off Brendan Rodgers' shoulders. So that's me. 50 Stu, over and out.
Good morning. Welcome to the We Are Liverpool pre-Reading match extravaganza. I'm Matrix. I'm Sean in Sydney, Australia, and it's spring outside. It's awesome. Anyway, so I'm in here. Let's get stuck into it, shall we? So we look at stats from whoscored.com and 442. So please check them out if you can. This weekend we play Reading at home. So the good news is we're playing a weak team. Bad news is we're playing them at home where we've won 2 of our last 12 games or something similar. Now, there's some interesting things about this weekend's game. One of the biggest factors for me is that we're currently listing 6 players as injured, and 5 of those are backs or defensive holding type players. So we've got Lever, Kelly, Flanagan, Wisdom and Enrique all showing some degree of injury, and Wisdom and Enrique are listed as doubtful. So worried about Wisdom because, to be frank, Wisdom is a stronger ball distributor in our last game than Allen was, and considering holding the ball and getting it around is the central pillar of the way we play now, losing Wisdom is a big factor, and he's sitting at a rating of 7.21. So I'd be disappointed if Wisdom wasn't there. Hopefully he's okay. So let's do a comparison between the teams at the higher level. Reading they're not much of an attacking team as near as I can tell. They manage about 9.7 shots a game. We manage about 17.6, so they survive on about half the number of shots we put together. Our possession's close to 60%, theirs is close to 40%, which tells you that we'll have the ball 30% more than they will. Pass success rates, we're up to 86, they're down about 70%, so they're really only going to chain about 2 or 3 passes before they lose it. And the rating, strangely enough, are a bit of a wash, which is to say that we're not scoring enough goals given our work rate. Now, I don't think that's going to confuse anybody. So Reading play with a 4-4-2. They play with Hunt and Propyeniec at the front. I'm sure there's a correct pronunciation for that, but that's not it. They don't give the ball to their midfielders. I don't understand. They love playing up the wings, so it's usually Kibe to Hunt and McAnuff to Propyeniec on the other side. Now, they're 2 years older than we are. At 26 and a half years, they're about the same height. Their aerial duel their aerial duels is higher than ours. That's worth noting. Now, if we get into our recent run of play, we've actually won 3 of our last 6 games, so you can get in off the ledge. Reading have won 2 of their last 2 games, which is obviously a big differentiator. Now, styles of play. Reading, as I mentioned, are good at attacking down the wings. They're very strong at defending set pieces, which is interesting because that's supposed to be one of their strengths. What they're really bad at is defending counter-attacks, so we should have a field day, hopefully. And they're bad at protecting the lead, so they play with width, they like long balls, attempt crosses a lot. They like to control the game in the opposition's half, which is interesting because we like playing in our half. In fact, I think we like playing at home. They like attacking down the right-hand side, and so do we. That tells you that Johnson, if he's available, is going to have a busy game. They change their players because they're looking for anybody who can help them win. And they're not very aggressive, which shoots us down to the ground. So if we then so we actually give more yellow cards away than they do. So now, just to round it off, if we look at the player stats for this weekend, we have 5 of the 6 top. The 6 top spots. We have 5. Gerrard, Suarez, and Sterling all rate higher than Mariappa, who's a defender, and then we have Wisdom and Sahin. Now, if we had planned out this season, and I would have told you, or somebody had suggested, that Sterling, Wisdom and Sahin would all be clocking at a rating higher than 7 and be positions 3, 4 and 5 on the team, you would have thought I was nuts. But no, it's true. Suarez and Gerrard continue to rank in possibly high ratings at about a 7.6, but then it's all the new guys. Then behind Sahin, Reading have Kibe and McNuff. So you can tell that their strengths are really out on the wing, which is strange because our wingers have been traditionally awful the last 2-3 years. Then we have Suso. We have Suso above 6.8. So 6.8 is a magic line for us. It's where you teams who get to 6.8 get about 4th on the table. And then they have Gorks and Shorey. So anyway, it's going to be very strange. It's interesting because they played Swansea before us, and Swansea have a similar style of play to the way we play. So we could be looking at a very similar result. If we don't defend the wings, and everybody plays strongly on the wings, if we can't figure out our side defence, we're going to bleed some goals early, and they're going to be happy to give us the ball. So I would go with a 3-1. Yeah, I think I'll go with a 3-1 Liverpool win. And that's about it, really, I think. Well, anyway, thanks for having us, and take care. Bye-bye.
I'm under strict instructions to think about and talk about the Reading game. I don't know what I think about the Reading game because I haven't thought about football in weeks. It's like, how long has this international break been? And there's all these utterly pointless international games where we all learn that Uncle Roy is not an international class manager, which we all knew anyway. I can't stand that, it's too much light. Reading. Who are Reading? What do you even know any of the names of their players? I mean, they are. I mean, we should play. We're at home against Reading. We should play an incredibly attacking team. I don't see any other result than us hammering them. I mean, you know, you could sort of see a logic with us not beating Stoke, but I can't see us not beating Reading. I think it could be 5, 6, 7. Who do we play up front? Barini's glass ankles have been struck. In a strange way, I think it's a relief, probably to Barini more than anybody else. The amount of that was put on that kid's shoulders is ridiculous because it was pretty obvious from from his second game that he wasn't really the answer to the problems. I think you've probably got to put. I don't think you will, but I think you're probably going to put. I would put Yesel or Yetzel or whatever you pronounce his name up front, just because he's a recognised striker and goal scorer. And at some stage you've got to throw him in. I put him up front with Suarez, and then I'd play all the attacking midfield players. Maybe give Gerrard a rest, because he's been slugging around the field playing against accountants for the last fortnight or something. Maybe you play Jen Chang up front. He's aggressive. He's forward thinking. He's making a name for himself on the internet. I can't. In conclusion, I can't really see anything other than a win. And if we don't, then I might take another fortnight off. There's obviously within the club and within the remit and stuff, there's a lot of talk of bringing in strikers and stuff for January, which is obvious, but they're all making the positive noises. But what I hope doesn't happen is that all the young players that have managed to punch their way through don't get thrown to the back on the bench again, because I think pretty much without exception have all proved that they're ready and good enough. So onwards and upwards. I reckon 7-0. It's going to be 7-0. It's be amazing. 7-0 for a team that can't score goals. We're going to win 7-0. Watch this.